Could Joe Schoen and the New York Giants look to trade down in round one with the Denver Broncos, get their number 12 overall pick, and also add superstar cornerback Patrick Surtain II? We're going to break that down on today's show as you are watching New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, though, because we're going to be live for day one, day two, and day three of the 2024 NFL Draft. And if the Giants make a trade, if the Giants make a move, I want you to be there. So subscribe and turn notifications on. This all kind of stems from Joe Schoen when he met with the media a couple of days ago, his final press conference before the NFL Draft, and unprompted said there have been a lot of calls made to the Giants of teams trying to trade up and get their number 6 overall pick. A lot of teams, like the Raiders and the Broncos and other teams are trying, like the Minnesota Vikings, to move inside that top 10 so they can be in a position to draft one of the top 4 quarterbacks. The Denver Broncos, there has been no secret that Sean Payton wants to add a top QB, and now rumors are coming out that they may try to package pick 12, Patrick Surtain, and a future first-round pick to make that move. Tony Pauline of Sportskeeda said this: once again, there's talk that the Broncos will dangle cornerback Patrick Surtain II as a part of a package to trade up for a quarterback. That's something I initially reported from the Shrine Bowl with the help of longtime friend and Broncos reporter Cecil Lammey, an analyst at denversports.com. Any package to move up for Denver will include at least one future first-round pick as well as Surtain and the 12th selection in the 2024 NFL Draft. Boy, oh boy, gimme Patrick Surtain. The idea of Surtain being a Giant makes a whole lot of sense. One of the Giants' top needs right now on this roster is a CB on the outside. Surtain, one of the best in the business. And you're telling me we can add him, get a future first-round pick, and still stay inside the top 12 of the draft? Yeah, sign me up for that. But it's not just Sportskeeda and Tony Pauline that's reporting it. Paul Allen, longtime Vikings play-by-play and notable radio host, said, quote, talking about the Broncos, they are so desperate out Denver's way. I'm not kidding you, man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, quote, we want that 3 pick so badly, we'll give you 12, we'll give you next year's first-round pick, and we give you Patrick Surtain II. I'm not kidding you. They are that desperate. That is 2 people now that have reported that they could see the Denver Broncos, including pick 12, Patrick Surtain, and a future first-round pick to move up in the draft to select a quarterback. So I came up with this trade idea. The Giants get Surtain, they get pick number 12, a future first-round pick, and pick number 6 goes to the Denver Broncos. Yeah, I'm sure the comment section is going to be spicy on this one. Pat Surtain is one of the best corners in the NFL. I am a major fan of his game coming out of Alabama. He was one of the best cornerback prospects that I have evaluated in quite some time, and he has lived up to that bill so far in the AFC. Maybe his completion percentage isn't a number that you want to see, and that's what we're complaining about, right? He allowed receivers to catch passes 59% of the time. Yeah, that's still pretty damn good, if you ask me, on top of the fact that he had 12 pass breakups last year and an interception and allowed just 3 touchdowns. In 2022, where he played every single game, he had 2 more picks, 10 more PBUs, and allowed a completion percentage of just 58.4. His rookie year was really good. 4 picks, 14 PBUs, a completion percentage of 51. One of my favorite things about Surtain, though, is availability. 17 games this year, 17 games last year, and 16 games in 2021. He's only 23 years old, 6'2", 200 pounds, can play on the outside. Surtain is, if not the best, one of the best corners in this league. It's a major need for this team. And you're telling me I can still pick a number 12 and get a future first-round pick? I want to hear from you. Maybe I'm just celebrating the holiday a little bit too much and thinking this might be a little bit better than it is. Would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I want to hear from all the real ones. And if you're typing your Ds, maybe I need to be hanging out with you on today's holiday, because this is an accept. This is a, yeah, we'll do that deal. You hang up the phone and you say, what the hell was John Elway smoking? Are you kidding me? We get picks 12, a future first, and Patrick Surtain? Yeah, you do this trade in a heartbeat. You pair Deonte Banks with one of the more proven, young and up-and-coming, still high-ceiling corners in Pat Surtain. That's not going to just help your team now. That's going to help your team in the future, but it's also going to help you reinvest in a first-round pick in Deonte Banks because that slides Bank to your CB2 responsibilities. Surtain, you can put him on an island, no safety help. You don't even have to roll the coverage that way. It's just like, you go live on that island, and we'll work out on the other side. You could then help Banks more as a CB2. You could put Nick McLeod back into his more normal position of kind of that third safety and that slot corner. More depth for Cordell Flott. Trey Hawkins can get another year to develop. This would take this CB depth chart to another level. But it's not just the cornerback depth chart that would look a whole lot different. The faces of a potential New York Giants defense. PS2, 24 years old. Dexter Lawrence, 26 years old. Brian Burns, 25 years old. Bobby Okereke, 27. Kayvon Thibodeau, 23. You would be one of the best young defenses in the National Football League, and you would be ready to make some noise right frickin' now. Coming up next, we're going to do an exercise. Let's say we all make this trade, which I hope you would. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm going to give you top 5 guys that I would like to see the Giants target at pick number 12. That's around the corner. Right now, though, you should go get your brand new Brian Burns, the New York Giants jersey. Go to chatsports.com/Burns. That's chatsports.com/Burns and get yourself a Brian Burns jersey. He's wearing number 0. They've got it at 00. I promise you it'll ship out as single 0. Get it now. White jersey, blue jersey, whichever one you want. Get ready to rock and roll with Burns in week 1. Alrighty, who is going to be available at number 12? I really tried to do my best and think about guys that actually will be on the board. I don't think Rome Odunze will. I don't think Malik Neighbors will, so I don't want to put them in this list. These are guys that are really projected to go outside the top 10. I also factored in positional need because I think that's what the Giants should look to do while also factoring in best player available. The first player I would like to see them target is interior defensive lineman Byron Murphy out of the University of Texas. At 6'1", 308 pounds, you pair him alongside Dexter Lawrence. Then you got Murphy, Lawrence, Burns, Thibodeau. That would be one of the best front fours in the National Football League. Murphy is a havoc creator. He would be a major, major piece of this defense going forward. What about an offensive weapon? What about Brock Bowers? In my opinion, the best offensive player coming out of the SEC really over the last 2 years. I know a lot of people are going to say, Marshall, what about Malik Neighbors? What about Jaden Daniels? Brock Bowers was the best player on a team that won 2 national championships. And you know what? I think he is that special. And the Giants, they are going to have a major need at tight end because I believe Darren Waller is going to retire. Yeah, he's not your outside wide receiver, but he makes your offense better. He makes big plays, and that's exactly what this team needs. If you do want to go to the wide receiver position, what about a guy like Brian Thomas Jr.? 6'4", 210-pound wide receiver, lines up on the outside, gives you a little bit different of a receiver profile than you already have on this team, like Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, and guys like that. A true outside wide receiver that is a special, special deep threat. 68 catches last year, almost 1,200 yards, 17 touchdowns. He dominated the SEC on Saturdays. And he was maybe the best tester at the National Football League Combine. The guy tested out at the 99th percentile at the 40-yard dash at 6'3", 210 pounds. He had a vertical jump of 90-plus percentile. He is a special, special player and a freak athlete, and he can put the pressure on the back half of a defense and keep a defensive coordinator up at night. What about if you just wanted to say, F it, and we want a quarterback, and you take Michael Penix Jr. at 12? You're telling me you get Pat Surtain and Michael Penix Jr. coming out of round 1? Yeah, I would chalk that up as an A-plus day for Joe Schoen. I have Penix as my QB5. I got Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, and Michael Penix. He's QB5. Do I love taking QB5 at number 12? No, but it's a need. I believe in the player. Have some question marks, but overall, I think he has a better chance than not, depending on destination, to be a successful QB in this league. Maybe you want to build up the trenches. What about Talise Fuanga, the right tackle out of Oregon State? Every single one of his snaps last year came at right tackle. He's only played right tackle in college, and I think that would be a major, major piece to this team. Do we really want to bet that Evan Neal in year 3 is going to have a switch turn on, the lights are going to be bright, and he's going to be ready to play? I'm not willing to bet on that. Maybe you are. Fuanga, maybe you give Evan Neal a couple of weeks. If he doesn't work, you bench his ass and you play Fuanga and you tell Evan Neal to go flip some burgers like the Giants fans were supposed to do that you talked about. You get to add a right tackle that could be there for the next 10 to 12 years, and he is a right tackle, not one that you're switching from the left side. Point of the fact is, you can get a really good football player at 12. And if you could do that and add Patrick Surtain, and we haven't even talked about it, you add a 2025 first-round pick that you could maybe pair with your own 2025 first-round pick to move up and select a quarterback in that draft class. So I just want to ask again, the only question we're asking, would you make this trade? Type A for accept, type D for decline. If you made it this far in the video, that probably means you like what you're watching, maybe just a little bit. So I kindly ask you to go check out our New York Knicks Now channel, hosted by me. So follow me over there, hit me up, and join us for Game 1. Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We're going to be live on the channel for Game 1 against the 76ers, and I want to see you there. Let's frickin' party.